So Jeff with Wrapify here, wanted to give you a quick demo of the sidebar, give you an introduction to the Wrapify sidebars, both inside of Sheets and Slides. So once you have installed the add-on and entered or given us your Datawrapper access code, we then have the ability to open the sidebar and import your Datawrapper library into Sheets and Slides natively, and then use it in a number of different ways. So here I am obviously inside of Sheets. You can see I can then filter down on my library. We originally load the first or the last 50 charts, and then we're lazy loading the rest of the library just so the sidebar loads quicker. So I have about 800 charts. As that loads, I'll have access to filter it down on title. So oil, you can see my 834 charts are now there. I can search on oil, I can search on power, and I can find all those charts really quickly. What we have here is new chart. This would allow me to create a new chart. I'll show this in a second. This allows me to update data for all charts that are connected to the sheet all at once. This would allow me to refresh my sidebar if I want to see a new chart that a colleague just created or something along those lines. Here would be our settings. Certainly send us feedback. We'd love to get feedback. This is where you would schedule an update. If I have data inside my chart that I want to be updated to Datawrapper servers at that, for those charts at a certain time, I can create a schedule here, take that schedule off as well. At that point, you have auto updating charts on your own timeline that can be very specific. Your access token, of course, would be entered here. So to create a new chart, well, I guess to go to the thumbnails real quick as well. So as I mentioned, anything that is created from this chart, you'll actually know it's there, as well as know where the range is. That option will be available in external charts as well if they are created from Wrapify. So from the thumbnail, we can, quickly copy this chart with a different data set, just change the title, link to the data set, copy the chart. We can update this chart, similar function, change my data range out or just update the data. It's going to tell me where that data range is, update the chart, change the number. We can also delete the chart from within the screen. Works very similar to a new chart, right? So if we do a demo chart here, and we can do the same thing, we'll do demo 7 this time, line chart. I'm going to save this in my demo folder. And as I create a new chart, we are then importing the Datawrapper interface right inside of Sheets. So you'll get the ability to then refine this, whether that's colors or bar thickness or type of chart or annotations, et cetera, et cetera. You can do all that here. But once you're done, your thumbnail is immediately accessible. And then we'll have some workflows, not currently fully built out, but we'll have additional workflows here where you can now quickly copy that chart, paste it into an email or a Slack channel, et cetera, et cetera. We will probably have native Slack Teams integration here. Start a Word document from here, download the chart, copy the embed code in a few different ways. So those are the plans for here. Once we get all of this kind of completed, you'll have full access to really, have a team library here, easily copy charts, easily find, past charts you did. So you can imagine where it compounds pretty quickly, where at some point, most of the charts that any user would be doing is just a quick copy of something from your library. Very similar in Slides. Wrapify will do the same thing, go out here and access our library, pull it into Slides. So we have it native use for it here. Very similar, looks and acts very similar. Again, I can search on my library, 7 now, or continuing to load, lazy load the rest. We have an image placeholder function where either you would need a template that has an image placeholder or use one here, where if once I have an image placeholder, it's really just drag and drop from there. I just add it to that placeholder, which is important because we need to know the exact pixel size and the location to place that chart every time we go out and update it, or, update the entire deck as well. So you can see how simple that was. I'm going to take this off. You can imagine a scenario too, where let's say a user actually did want a 2x2 grid. We have a nice little UX nugget where you can do that, pretty quickly and easily. We do that for you. And then it's really just a similar thing. You can, have it with or without the title, add it in. It's going to take 5, 7, 8 seconds to go to Datawrapper server. It is pulling in a static image version of this, and it should always look pretty darn crisp and clear as we do that for you. You can edit it here and bounce to the Datawrapper site. So I can now edit it that way. I can go back to my sheet and edit it, from within my sheet as well. So there's the placeholder. This would allow me to update the current slide, update all slides, reload my entire chart library. I could go here, create a new chart. Once I create that new chart, I could then just, simply reload my chart library. It will be there. I can download this as a PowerPoint or a PDF. I can set a schedule similar to slides where, I need this updated. If my data is coming in at 6:30, I now want this slide deck updated at 7 a.m. that ties to those charts. And, oh, by the way, I want to send an email to a distribution list and send that out in PDF version, right? So I can do all of that from the scheduling in here. So that really helps create a scenario where reporting can be automated, quite frankly, and we'll get into that. And then we have this dynamic text feature. There'll be some blog posts on this, but we'll basically use key value pairs to allow you to extract text from sheets and pull it into your slides. So at that point you can have fully automated reporting in some senses. So a very similar sidebar for slides as what you saw in sheets. Very easy to use, very easy to learn, to understand. I can now search my entire library, 132 charts as it loaded, as I talked there. Same thing. We love to get feedback. So that would be the sheets and the slides sidebars for Wrapify.